Hi there. My name is Sylvie Hickey, and I'd like to talk about Liberty with you and explain and demonstrate some Liberty techniques for those who are starting out. Horses are something that have been in my life since I was born. My mother is a trainer, and my parents started breeding the Gypsy Banners in 2014. They purchased two mares from Sonview Farms, and one of them was my beautiful bay mare, Hazelnut, who I call Nutty. She is the perfect example of a Gypsy Banner in every way, but most importantly is her temperament. She's quiet and smart, brave and curious. I can tell you this, I feel confident and safe with Nutty. She is so fun to be with, and I especially love the connection I have with her. The connection is the part I like best about being with horses. Working on my own horsemanship is not always as fun as I'd like, but the connection makes me feel happy, and I'm pretty sure it makes my horse feel happy too. A really cool way to create the connection and get to know your horse is Liberty. Liberty is a way of working with your horse without contact or a halter. So, you need to have a relationship with that horse and have taught some of the steps on the ground with your halter and lead rope in order for it to follow the steps of Liberty. You'll also need to use your body language in order for this to be successful. Now, when you are first learning to use your body language with your horse, you may feel silly, as you will want to really exaggerate it for both you and your horse to develop this communication. Let me show you what I mean. If you were my horse and I was your handler, I would be in a neutral body position right now. I'm not asking you to do anything, but just want you to feel relaxed and at ease. Now, watch how I change my body position and face you squarely, and I lift up through my shoulders and into my head. My chin lifts, and I breathe in to look very lively and energetic. This is the point where I would ask you to move away in the direction that my energy is pointing. And for the sake of the video, I will use my hands to show you what to do when your horse just stands there and looks at you blankly. I will turn towards my horse like this and come out of the neutral body position like I explained earlier, and I'll give my horse maybe 5 or 10 seconds to notice my body position. Then I'll start using my hands and apply driving pressure to suggest he move back away from my energy. As soon as he moves, I'll stop applying pressure right away and go neutral, and likely walk in and rub him to reward and acknowledge that he did the right thing. This is just repeated and repeated until he responds with more and more lightness. So now, as you listen to me explain this, you can imagine that if you've had horses, you can probably recognize what I'm saying. We all have the natural power of focus. The problem is, when it doesn't work right away, we try to bypass it using other tools or methods that will give us faster results. Now, let's talk about what the steps of Liberty are. First, you'll need a round pen or a small area. Then, after you've removed the halter, you want to see if your horse will let you pet them everywhere. If you trust your horse and they trust you, you should be able to walk around behind them up the opposite side. Here's my horse. Here's my human. Petting them. I'm going to go around. Pet them all over. All over. Yay! Now, take a few steps out to the side, tip over, and slightly drive the hindquarters away. You want to tip towards the hindquarter to get them to move away. What you are hoping for is for your horse to step away with his hindquarter and his front end will draw in towards you. Right now is when a number of things may or may not happen. Your horse follows you. Smile! Hooray! This is a great first step. Stop and rub them all over. 2. Your horse does nothing. They don't follow you. They just stand there. In this case, you will want to drive the hindquarters away, and here is what I mean in this visual. By driving the hindquarters away, the front end draws into you as an result. You can back away at this point and invite them in towards you. Let me make a note here. This hindquarter disengagement is going to need to be well understood between you and your horse before attempting this. Okay, now, scenario 3. Your horse turns away and leaves. This scenario is the hardest, especially if you were just beginning. At this point, you would then attempt to drive the hindquarters away very gently and carefully. If your horse game goes well, your horse will understand and draw into you. But if there is a hole in your horsemanship, or maybe your horse is just feeling cheeky, in either case, you will want to just do your best and to get your horse back to square one where you can rub them all over and try again. You can't just pull a horse out of a pasture after not handling them for months and expect them to just follow you around and understand what you are asking. So, when it comes to something like Liberty, when it falls apart and your horse doesn't understand, just practice and put him back on the halter and lead rope and get him to the part where he doesn't understand, which is most commonly the hindquarter yield. Now that the first pitfall is overcome and we have a good hindquarter yield, we then want to build draw. When the hindquarter yields away, we want to focus and encourage the front end to come towards us. This is when, by repetition and lots of rewards. Rewards can be different things. Some people use treats. I personally like to give lots of pets and even just stopping and giving them a break. When I talked about the connection earlier, this is what I mean. My horse drawing into me and then sticking to me. I don't know if you've ever had this, but boy, is it fun. This stick to me would be the next part to Liberty. When I walk away and invite my horse to come with me, they understand and feel what I'm asking and walk or even sometimes trot into me. We can build this stick to me, and I can play by walking and then jogging to see if my horse sticks to me. I can change directions, or stop short, or run off quickly, and really have a playful session with my horse in the round pen. This is what feels good to me, and this is why I love my horse so much. I'll wrap this up by just saying that whether you're training horses or any other animal, patience, time, and consistency is the key to the door of success. Yay, finished.
Can you share with them who taught you and where you learned your information from?
So I had learned most of it from my mom, but also I have my mom's friends that we do clinics with. Also, like, I did look at some Pat Pirelli stuff too. That's pretty good. You know, all that stuff. It's really cool to see like everything you can do with Liberty, and also like going like, so sometimes you just want to start by walking. After you get that walking, you don't really want to go off too fast and keep going and going and going. And yeah.